What's your name? It's nice to meet you. We're going to be browsing We Want Plates, which is a subreddit about ridiculous ways that food can be served at restaurants and stuff. But first, a word from our sponsor, my Instagram page, @JordanMarin, linked in the description, or you can type it in. Maybe you'd be interested in dropping a follow or something like that for quality images, somewhat related to me, usually, maybe. Cool. Thanks for tuning into our sponsor. Now we start off with number 19. I don't know if this fits here, but you can choose if you want cheddar in your burger or your veins. I do like to just bring cheese straight into my veins. Very, very good for the soul. It's actually kind of cool, though. You can customize the amount of cheese that you want on your burger. Even though there's already cheese right there, you can have different cheese filled straight in the middle so that when you get there, you just get this nice, gooey, melted cheddar cheese center reward that actually seems delicious and is a valid way to fill things like dessert pastries with cream and stuff like that. So not entirely off base for cuisine. Awesome Patatas Bravas, but in a roof tile, Valencia, Spain. Is this a Minecraft butt video? Patatas Bravas, but served in a roof tile. Hey, maybe they resurfaced the roof of the restaurant and they got a surplus of tiles. They're like, we don't want to waste these things. And, you know, food dishes are usually ceramic anyway, so why don't we just use them for that? It makes sense. They're waterproof, right? So they're definitely going to be food proof. And they're long enough that it's mostly not going to come out of the sides. And then it's got a nice U shape here so that they're going to stay pretty well in the plate, not spill out. I don't know, dude. That seems pretty logical to me. And it's on brand if it's the same as what's on the roof of the building. Drink served in a bag with a rubber duck. All right, that's something you don't see every day. Is that a mojito? Kind of looks like a mojito. Drinking out of a plastic bag, though, is, you know, a little weird, especially when it's right next to a glass. You guys obviously have glasses in which to serve drinks, so why are you giving this to me in a plastic bag? It just feels very lowbrow. I'm like, I'm not at a carnival here. I didn't just win poor goldfish that's been trapped inside of a plastic bag, which I hope isn't done anymore. It's like the rubber duck just reminds me, it's just, that's what it makes me think of, is a goldfish in a carnival plastic bag thing, which is terrible. Can I please just have a butter plate? This seems unhygienic. This is a pretty common thing, honestly, in restaurants to give like some kind of fancy thing for butter. Although I guess it wouldn't always have all of these imperfections and be unglazed and things like that. Probably do it on something that's at the very least sealed and smooth, stuff like that. And now I'm just, every time I go into a restaurant, I'm gonna be thinking about that. If ever I see a dish that's kind of rough, I'm gonna be like, so how much bacteria is lurking in there? I'm a bit of a germaphobe, to be fair. Why? Just why? Because bacon is delicious. That's why. Man, that looks nice. It's like a shrimp cocktail, except it's a bacon cocktail, so it's even better. Why do we do this with shrimp? At the same time, you could be asking that, right? Why do we have the shrimp extending out of the glass? And if the shrimp can do it, why can't bacon? Why you gotta be discriminating against bacon? Maybe the bacon just wants to feel what it's like to be a shrimp every now and again. Why are you gonna deny the bacon that privilege, okay? It's on its last leg before it's consumed by you, and I feel like it deserves to live its best life. And if it wants to be a bacon cocktail, it has every right to be. There you go. Spiel over. I want to get some bacon. Got my chocolate cake served on this old tile today. This actually, there'd be a really cool opportunity here. I just want to make a recommendation to this restaurant. Okay, what you guys could do is instead of the green on one side of the tile, you do like a chocolate color. See, and then what you do is on the cake, you do a white chocolate and chocolate cake, but you reverse line it with the plate. So you would have the dark chocolate on the side of the light color of the tile, and then you would have white chocolate on the color of the dark side of the tile. That would be so cool. That's a really cool idea. Oh my God, imagine how far you could take it if you had a checkerboard pattern on a tile and you mimic the checkerboard on the cake and then you line the cake up with the checkerboard on the tile. That's what I expect Michelin-starred restaurants. Get on this. But you could just do it with the diagonal. It would be just as cool. Sometimes simpler is better. That's such a missed opportunity. It could be such a cool presentation. Oh, man. The filet mignon looks like it just grew out of the stump. It kind of does, actually. That really looks like a good steak, though. I'm not gonna lie. They have similar shades, you know, the exterior of the log here and the steak. So I hope it's sealed because it looks like there's some little fissures in the plate right there. It gets me a little worried about the whole bacteria aspect to the thing. I feel like our immune systems are more resilient than we usually give them credit for. And my dad would even argue, you should expose it to that crack right there, dude. Give your body all the stuff to fight so that you get better at fighting it. And I'm like, I don't know if that entirely works in all scenarios, but he hasn't unalived yet, so maybe it's worth something. My friend's ramen was served in a beer mug. It kind of looks weird. Usually ramen's not served in like a transparent vessel. It looks like somebody accidentally spilled their ramen into their beer. And it's foaming on the top too. Why is it foaming? Is it actually beer ramen? I think it must actually be beer ramen. This, ladies and gentlemen, is cold tea taken to an entirely new level. Sauce in a cup of ice cream on a rock, better eat it fast. That's just a bad idea. It's just a terrible idea. Why would you be that impractical? It has so much surface area that's already exposed. The sauce is obviously at like a room temperature at the very best case scenario when it's put on the ice cream. So that's increasing the melting rate. And then it's just on something that's gonna dribble all over the place. Put it on a plate, at the very least, a plate that has raised edges so it doesn't just get all over the place. I bet the servers or the people who clean the table afterwards, like, why do we do this? What possible reason could we have for serving a dish like this that just gets all over the table? Why would you serve ice cream on a rock? An elevated rock that drips downwards. Get some kind of cool rock that then you carve a bowl out of, and then that would be pretty nifty. And also, it's just a rock. It's not even polished. There's nothing. It's just a rock. You just went out into your backyard. You're like, that's a cool rock. Gonna serve ice cream on it. I'm mad at this one. I'm usually not mad at the posts here. I'm mad at this one. Shout out to when Ramsey found salads in martini glasses on Kitchen Nightmares. You gotta wonder if they've ever, just for the sake of making content on that show, just created something so ridiculous that wasn't actually being served previously, but they're like, wouldn't it be great if the audience thought that we discovered this being served at this restaurant? You never know. I'm always skeptical when it comes to reality TV. Like, yeah, have they ever fudged something for content? Because YouTubers will do it, so reality TV definitely would. Not in need of a plate, but a bowl would have been nice as opposed to this wine glass for my soup, which was poured at the table out of a wine bottle. Wait, and is there like just like fried dough that's inserted into your wine glass first? Or they come to the table with the fried stuff in the wine glass, then they pour the soup out of the wine bottle? But they can't make the soup in the wine bottle. So that means they have to that's inconvenient, dude. The wine bottle opening is very small. I'm sure the soup is made in like a large pot, which means that they then have to like take a funnel into a wine bottle, funnel it in there, which is obnoxious. Just wait for the soup to go down the funnel. Like, why are we doing this again? The chefs are like, this is ridiculous. Can we just serve normal soup? And then they also have to obviously take used wine bottles that they've already served, clean them out a whole bunch. They don't reuse the wine bottles. I'm sure it just gets one-time used, and then they probably take another one. It's such a bizarre idea that nobody asked for. We really wanted plates. And hey, it has the cheese injector. This is coming full circle back to the original post. If this is a carnival, though, which it kind of looks like it is, it fits the theme. If you're going to a carnival expecting things not to be super duper novel and ridiculous, you're in the wrong place, right? You go into a carnival expecting some Michelin star dining. I mean, honestly, there's probably some Michelin star place that does something like this and pulls it off somehow. But it comes with a cheese injector. It's absolutely perfect. You're supposed to inject your like fried balls here with cheese. Oh man, it sounds good. I'm not gonna look at all the every single tub here is something fried. Whoo boy, gotta love it, dude. You gotta love it. when you have lunch at 12 and tennis at 12:05. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Tennis rackets don't seem like a great plate. I feel like things just, go through that because it's mostly air. But that's fine. You can just, as soon as you're done with your meal, you just toss it off, and then you're ready to play, dude. This is how you conserve water and stuff when you're doing a tennis match, okay? They've just finished their second set or something like that. Like, can we take a little break? And they just hold out the racket. Somebody comes along, drops a sandwich on it, a drink, a little bit of sauce. It's like, it's great, dude. I can just have this right across my lap, munch on it a bit, back into the action. Now I can get a stomach cramp playing tennis on a full stomach. Steak and mashed taters in a sombrero. Huh. Yeah, that's a tough one to wash, I think. I don't know, when it comes to anything that is goopy, I just don't think a sombrero is perhaps the best way to serve it. It seems not necessary at all. Are you really counting on the diners ensuring that they keep the steak and potatoes within the paper covering that you provided? You'll reprimand them if any drips outside. Like, you guys, we told you these are a pain in the ass to clean. How did you go and drop potatoes on the brim? You're on our list of banned diners now, dude. They have a blacklist. Everyone who drips potatoes on the outside of the sombrero, never allowed to dine again. Those messy heathens. Lol, excuse me. I think egg cartons really should be multi-purpose. There's so many ways that they could be utilized that they aren't being used, and it's a travesty, quite frankly. You have 12 beautiful individual slots which things can be put in, and it doesn't have to be eggs. We've just called them egg cartons because maybe that's initially what they were intended for, but look at that. A wing, not a wing, something else, celery, your dressing, which prevents the entire container from closing, slight issue, wing. That's so smart. It's absolute genius. And then you can fake it, If you don't want someone to think you're eating unhealthy when your mom comes over and stocks the fridge, literally the first thing that happens when my mother comes over is she opens the refrigerator. It is number one, enters doorway, beelines refrigerator, opens it, says nothing, silently judges, closes. That's all. That's it. That's the first action, and then things just continue. And I'm like, do I need a lock? I need to buy a lock for my refrigerator so I could do this, and she'd think I had eggs in the fridge. To be fair, all she really sees is water. Mom tried to eat the chocolate-looking pieces underneath the cubes. They were Pebbles. Actually, I don't believe those are Pebbles. They're coffee grinds, usually. That's a very common thing, actually, as like an after dessert at many restaurants. So yeah, not Pebbles generally, unless this is different. But that looks exactly like the coffee grinds that usually stuff is served on. So you could eat it. It's just not good. This broccoli on barbed wire. To be fair, they're just trying to give the kids a valid excuse at getting out of eating their veggies. Like, Mom, you don't want me to accidentally injure myself, right? Okay, then I'm sorry, I just can't eat the broccoli this time around, okay? I'll be forced to eat it next time we're at home, but like, I could get tetanus if I tried to eat it here. So just why would you want your precious child to get tetanus? I'm gonna stick to the steak and gravy. Food served on an iPad that's displaying a picture of a plate. Oh, I can't. I love it. And I hate it. I don't know if I love it or hate it more. Are iPads waterproof now? They must be, right? They wouldn't. That'd be terrible otherwise. Or they just have to ensure that they really wipe it down super well, but they can't throw it in the dishwasher. They can't throw it in the sink, right? They just have a really long supply of like wet wipes they just use every time someone's done eating. Can you then like play some games after you're done, or like maybe after you eat that, it'll show you your next meal, a little preview of the course that's coming up. It's so interactive. It's so great. Oh, then imagine like you're using a knife and a fork on an iPad screen. Good thing they got that Gorilla Glass now, dude. Oh, Poor thing. And the top for the last month. It's at the end, but better in the context of the thread, not mine. We're at table 36 at the Bear, Weatherspoons, and Maidenhead, and just in case you wanted to download the app and send a drink or two. Okay, so I assume that this bar has an app that you can use to order drinks, and you type in where you're seated. So this person wanted people to get drinks for them. This is... All right, wow, social media, it's really gone far. Oh, short. Guys, this is getting ridiculous. There are tourists taking photos of us. Also, whoever sent the milk, thanks. Okay, who the frick sent us? What are these, like, gravy containers that are filled with peas? I can't believe we are at a point where you can ask social media to order drinks for you at a restaurant. That's truly what I've gathered out of this. Not so much the peas and the gravy cups or whatever. Oh boy. All right. Well, anyway, that's it for the last month of We Want Plates. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you liked. Subscribe here to the channel if you're not already. And playlist in the description, I think, if you want to check more We Want Plates. It's been a while since I was last here. And then also, follow on Instagram, because you know you want to. Okay, great. See you next time.